When the pandemic first started, all of our questions were about furloughing employees and how to transition from an in-person workplace to a remote workplace. However, since we've kind of settled down and we're more comfortable with our new normal, most of my questions now have to do with how do I accommodate employees who have either tested positive or who have been in contact with people, close contact with people who are positive. So that's where most of the questions have come these days. There are some different regulations depending on the size of the employer. Some employers fall underneath the coverage of, for instance, the Americans with Disabilities Act, and so they have a little bit more flexibility with what they can and can't do with employees that are testing positive or negative, or people who have just been exposed. However, what is more important than the size of the employer is the nature of the employer's business. Some employers simply cannot make remote work for them. However, I think what we've learned over the last 8 months is that a lot of us who thought that there was no way you could work remotely actually can work remotely. Well, I think it's very important that employers not only listen to local authorities, but also listen to CDC recommendations. So I think what it's important for us to do as employers is to listen to the science, listen to what the best practices are, and then go from there. And then communicate that to your employees in a timely manner. I've had a lot of calls from employers saying, hey, we really, in light of this, we realize that we have not really paid attention for sick leave. We haven't planned at all for these sort of disruptions. I've done a lot of handbook revisions right now. There's a lot of variables, and so it's important to talk to someone who has got some experience in that area, but also gets to know your workforce, so they can suggest the best solutions for your particular situation. Over the years, I have worked with businesses that were, like I said, mom and pop stores that maybe had one extra employee to Fortune 500 companies. I think one of the most underserved areas are those that are somewhere in between. A lot of companies, once they hit that 25, 30 employee range, that's when you start having a need for more formal employment policies and procedures and handbooks and things like that.